Hey guys, so today we're gonna compare the different kinds of sun hats that you can wear under your helmet for the ultimate sun protection for your neck and for your head. I have with me about 4 to 5 different hats that I've used, and we're gonna rank on ventilation, on suffocation, and sun protection, sun coverage, and all that. Okay, so let's start with the most um, okay, let's start with okay, so starting with this is something that I bought years ago. It's a Rock Bros Ice Silk face cover that comes with a helmet as well, with a hat, the cap over here. So let me show it to you. Let me wear it. Take off my glasses first. So this is one that I used to use before. It's this is like really cool silk cover thingy, so you don't really feel hot. Now, when I was riding with this, so just so you guys know, it is 12 p.m. I started this experiment at 12, exactly 12. The temperature is 41 degrees Celsius, according to my thermometer on the bicycle, and it's sunny as heck right now. We're in the middle of a heat wave and all that stuff. So, okay, this was the first mask that I ever bought and used, and I stopped wearing it because it was suffocating, especially when you're going uphill and you cannot even breathe, and this thing stops. Now, even though it's made of this ice silk cover, it's supposed to wick away your sweat. The thing is, when I was cycling, the wind would, I didn't feel the wind sensation on my neck and face as much, which makes sense because, it's being covered, right? But in terms of protection, it covers everything. It really covers everything, your neck, your ears, because when you're cycling, you're like this, right? So you want to protect your neck. Why you want to protect your neck is because the neck is where most of your blood vessels go through. If you can cool down your neck, you can cool down your body very fast, and it's a reset to your brain, telling your brain that okay, the body is cool, we can perform better now, and don't shut down the muscles and all that kind of stuff. So I will rank this as one of the worst because it covers everything. For rain protection, it's very like the brim here is very short and there's nothing on the sides. So for rain protection, it also sucks. To be honest, it's not as, and because the sides here are not covered, the sun can still hit me from this angle. So I would say I would give this out of 10, maybe a 2 or 3 out of 10. And understandably, this is used by motorcyclists, food delivery riders on motorcycles. You see, you're more upright and the wind is pushing at you, and so that's fine to wear something like this, but not for cycling. Okay, let's go for the second one. Also, I have to say that to take this off and put it on is a hassle. Okay, the other one that I do have is, of course, the Humble Buff. Same thing. So this is the buff. This is actually from Shimano's fishing line. So this is also the ice silk thingy. It's polyester, so it feels very cool to the touch. Now, I used to wear buffs all the time, more than the other one just now. But the problem with the buffs, the problem with buffs is that while they look cool, they cover your neck. They also, because of the fact that they cover your neck and they cover your face, this brings out the same problem as the other one just now, where it feels suffocating. It feels suffocating. So again, when I'm cycling and touring, and there's like a lot of lorries and trucks, and the exhaust is really bad, I will wear this because it's more like, like easier for me to breathe. It's a filter for exhaust gases. But for cycling in the sun, yes, it covers the neck and everything else, but also I don't feel the wind hitting my neck and face as much. And especially with the buff, it bunches up over here. The fabric bunches up, you see? Even though I pull it up over here. So I love the colors, I love the look of it. But see, even wearing it just like this, and it's windy right now, I don't feel any ventilation here on my neck. So that's why I stopped wearing buffs. I still keep it to use as the dust mask, face mask, against dust and exhausts or sandy rides, especially in the desert. But yeah, I would say that it's still better than nothing. It's just one piece. But also, this doesn't help protect with rain, you know, and the sun can still, actually, no, the sun will not hit me anymore because I'm wearing visors, right? If you're not wearing visors, then yeah, but of course, most people are wearing visors. Um, and because it's not like a hat, the sun can still hit my scalp from the holes of my helmet, the UV rays and stuff. If you're bald, especially, that's bad. So yeah, so the reason why I'm not using buffs, even though they're quite practical, is just the fact that they feel suffocating even now for me to breathe. When I was touring around Malaysia, I had to breathe out way like this because I just couldn't breathe. I just needed oxygen, oxygen, oxygen. It's just like suffocating. And yeah, sometimes I don't even wear it anymore, and I just let the sun hit me because I couldn't stand how hot it was. Like trapping the heat on my neck. I completely understand this being worn in winter countries or where it's really cold. That also makes sense, but not in, you know, not in a humid country, tropical country, or heck, even a desert country. Although I did use this when I was in Sudan. Yeah, actually, in Sudan was fine, but that was in Sudan many years ago. Okay, so option number 3 is this. I call it the aunties hiking hat because aunties wear this a lot. So it's very cheap and affordable. It's like no, not even 3 US dollars, $5 US. $5 US is the fancy one. This is like the cheapest of the cheapest. It's 10 ringgit. 10 ringgit is what? About $4. I'm really bad at math right now. So, anyways, when you wear this, what I notice is that the strap of the bicycle helmet will pull the brim, because it's very wide, right? It will pull the brim to the side like this. Which honestly, I do not look like a cool roadie cyclist anymore. I look like a goddamn auntie. Like really, like in Malaysia, you see these Chinese aunties, they always wear this kind of hats in the afternoon with the groceries and stuff. So, um, so when I was testing it and I was riding it, what I noticed is that over here, you can see like the sun is still hitting my neck over here and over here at the top. Somewhere around here. Like this side, the top side of the neck, the sun is still hitting me there. And this covers my vision, so I cannot see to the left and right so much, literally. But I feel ventilated, and this thing covers my head from UV rays as well. And the material is made of polyester, so it's not as bad as cotton. But the looks itself, I look so frumpy. I hate it. Number one. Number two, it's not giving me the full neck protection. And one thing I noticed when you wear something like this, it doesn't feel hot at the back because the wind is, you're pushing against the wind. And in a way, like the wind is flapping here and being collected by the hat. So it actually feels cool, like feels cooling. But I would say out of 10, this is like if the buff was like a 3 out of 10, this would be like 4 out of 10. So I still wouldn't recommend this. And you just look so frumpy. So when you're cycling, especially when you're tired, you're cycling in the heat, and you're not gonna clean up the whole time, right? You're gonna also be like this, like when there's no cars. So when I'm like this, yeah, the sun is still hitting me on the sides, and I understand this is why this is meant for hiking. Because for hiking, look, I'm standing up straight, and this covers my neck completely, so it's fine. And for hiking, this thing will not be drawn like that as well. So yeah, this is perfect for hiking, but not for cycling where you have to wear a helmet on top of it. So don't buy this. Now this is from Rock Bros, which is a cycling brand where you can buy budget stuff. So this is pretty cool. So this is pretty cool because it's a cap, baseball cap, and it's got the longest brim I could find. I was looking for the longest brim. Why? Because when it's raining, at least, when it's raining, the rain will not get into your eyes. And it's 9 centimeters. Normally, sports caps are around 7 to 8 centimeters, so this is even longer. And it's foldable. Look at that. It's actually foldable. Like the brim folds in 3. So I love it so much. See that? Okay. Different colors. Now, what I love about it is that it's also got the, like silk, polyester protection, whatever it is. It's not cotton. It's got vents underneath here. And the best part is, you see this neck flap? And this is the mouth and nose flap. It's all removable. You have the buttons over here. You can just remove it. So I started wearing this. Let me take off my glasses first. Okay. So you have the strap here and here. So wearing this, I look like, well, a terrorist, but like I look like I'm suffocating. But no, I was surprised when I was wearing this. So first of all, the first time I wore this, I actually removed this neck thingy. So not neck, this face mask thing. So when I was riding it without this and just with the neck flap, the sun still hits on the side of my neck. I noticed that. And about visibility, yes, it stops more of the front, but at least the sides are clear. And this is again good for rain and also for, well, a long beam is good, so you can control how much sun reaches your eye. The more you go down, the less sun goes into your eyes, especially when the sun's at an angle. But anyways, so when I realized that I needed this nose and mouth cover. I don't know what the hell you call this thing, a face mask. So when I button this face mask together, it buttons up to the top, and then the bottom here buttons to the neck flap. So when I was cycling like this, I felt really cool, because now when I'm cycling, the wind is being collected. It literally is being collected. It goes behind my head, behind my neck, and then it comes out. Yes, I know there's an aerodynamic loss, but honestly, in the hot sun, that's fine, because it collects the wind and directs it to my face and my head and my neck. So I felt really cool, even though I look like I'm very, like covered up. And then if you look close over here, you can see this is actually mesh. See, when I blow, I can feel air coming in when I go through here. So it's not as suffocating as a buff, because remember, the buff completely covers everything. So you feel suffocated. So at least this one, the wind will come through. So that's perfect. And because of these attachments here, it holds it together. So when I'm cycling and the wind is pushing, the sun will not hit my neck, and this air is the wind is circulating inside. See, it's circulating here at the back here. So I love this one. And again, for rain protection, it's the longest brim, 9 centimeters long. This is 20 ringgit, which is about $4 US. So I'm really impressed with this. I chose gray instead of black because it will reflect heat better. And of course, because it covers the top of your head. So when you're wearing the helmet, sorry, I forgot to wear this. It will not, the UV protection will not, like affect your scalp. Yeah, so remember like the other ones where I would, if I were to, the other helmet, the other hat with the neck flap, I would put the straps here. So what happened is that it made the brim close like that, but this one is fine because it doesn't touch the brim. The brim is over here and it's fine. And you should get one which is a U-shaped, curved, so it protects more of the sun from the sides. The one that I had just now, it covered more of the sides. I couldn't even see left and right. And this, even though it's pulling here, it keeps everything in place. And like I said, when I'm cycling, the wind will just come in and circulate, and I feel really cool wearing this. And if I want to, I can just easily take out the neck cover. Although, yeah, the longevity of this button sticking out and off all the time, you have to be careful, don't pull. You want to pull it from the metal button and not just pull it like that, you know what I mean? Yeah, so see? And then you can take out the whole thing. So it's very versatile. And if I want to remove the neck flap, I can also undo the button. So it's modular. So I love that thing. So you have a lot of options. So I would say out of 10, this is a 10 out of 10. Like this is the best. Of course, yeah, this is the best so far. Now let's look for the final option, the one where most people normally default to, especially when touring. They call it the Dabrim helmet, but this one I modified myself, so we'll see. So this is my modified cowboy hat, Dabrim helmet. Dabrim is actually a real name. So Dabrim, they made this cowboy hats that can be put around the helmet. But they're very, very expensive and you can only order from the US. I don't know why they didn't sell it abroad in China or something. I'm surprised China hasn't copied the design. But there's a workaround on that, which I'll get to in a minute. Okay, so this is also cool. What I did was I found a tailor and I brought my Adidas cowboy hat. This is actually a golf hat. It's quite expensive, but it's very like stiff. And again, it's got like mesh inside and it's polyester and whatnot, so it's good for sweat. And I look really cool. I use this for touring. When I was in Terengganu, I went for a bike camp and I was wearing this. It was really hot, just like this, sunny. My friends were complaining, but I felt really breezy. So the only downside is this is that I felt a bit hot on top, just like the other one, on the top here. So what I surmise is that they have mesh here, but the mesh is hidden under the side. So I was thinking of actually like making a hole at the top so more air comes in, but then I lose UV protection. So it's like gonna decide. And then yeah, gotta decide, do you wanna get UV protection or do you wanna get wind ventilation? So it's, but if you're cycling in heat like this for hours at a time, I would say it's better to go for the UV protection, protect your scalp, because especially for the POC helmet, the holes are huge. Literally, the sun will go in there, your brain will be hot. So at least the holes of the helmet are huge. So at least it's still ventilating the head. Okay, now when I was using this and riding, so I looked in the mirror and of the car windows mirror when I was passing by, I noticed that the sun hit my neck. And okay, when we're cycling, especially in the heat, you're tired. You're not gonna crane your neck like this all the whole time, right? You're also gonna be like this, like like neutral neck stance. instead of doing like that. So when I was like this, I noticed that the sun could reach the back of my neck. So like the other ones with the neck flap, it would only, the sun will only hit like the sides of the neck here. But with this, the sun will hit at the lower bottom part here, over here. So is that an issue? Yeah, I mean, in a way, we're trying to stop the sun. Now here's the thing. I'm using a gravel bike for touring, or even and my road bike for touring. They're quite forward positions. Even though I've already raised this up really high, they're still like that. This is not upright. If you are completely upright, I think it's fine because the sun will be protected. I mean, the sun will not hit you at all. When you're at an angle and when you are resting, you know, when you lower down your eyes for a bit, lower down your head because of your neck pain, then yeah, the sun will hit this part. But ventilation is really good because I could feel every wind coming at me from all sides. I could still feel it from the cap, the other cap that I mentioned that I like from Rock Bros. But that cap, you know, it would funnel the air down to my neck. This one, you can feel the wind, but it's not like collected into my neck, if that makes sense. This looks the coolest as well. So out of 10, I would say this is like I would say like 9 or 8.5 out of 10. The reason why I didn't get full scores is because, you know, it's still exposing the back of my neck. And yeah, you might think, oh, it's only for a while. No, it's not for a while. When I'm cycling for 8 hours under the hot sun, that's 8 hours of sun, you know, like warming up the blood there, warming the blood that's going to my brain and down to my body. We don't want that. We want the whole neck to be shaded, so it's cool. It has to be shaded, but it needs to have some space so ventilation can go through. Above holds your neck together, it covers, but there's no ventilation. This one has a lot of ventilation, but yeah. So I would say this is like, yeah, 8.5 out of 10. So if I had to choose just one between this one, I mean, you can tell this is out. I'm never going to use this again. This is only perfect for motorcyclists. This one is cheap, very, very cheap, cheaper than this. But you see, the straps pull the brim over here. I think another reason why I look funny in this is because you see, this one I modified so that the straps will go through the hat, so it's not pulling the brim like that. I think maybe if I had modified this and make a hole so the hammer straps can go in, maybe it will not drag it as much, you know, like that. So it'll be like that. It'll be more flat. Actually, yeah, didn't think of that, right? But still, when I was using this, it wasn't covering my neck properly. Now I have another hat like this on the way. It's almost the same design. That one it's double the price of this, so it's 20 ringgit. 20 ringgit is about $4 US. This is $2 US. So the $4 US one, it has full mesh here on the sides, full mesh on the sides, and the neck flap is huge. It's much more bigger. It's comically huge. It will cover like even your shoulders. So the thing about that is I'm just afraid because it covers everything all the way up to your shoulders, there's a lot of wind resistance and aerodynamics. Now that's a huge sail, and you know when it's flapping, it kind of gets annoying. The sound, the flapping. That's why I have these things here. These are called cat ears. They actually stop the wind from rushing to your ear. So you're more calmer and stuff. So yeah, if I had to choose just one, I mean, I'm still gonna bring the buff with me no matter what because it's versatile. It's very small, very tiny. It works with mainly for as a face mask when there's a lot of exhausts and it's dusty, and in the cities when it's like really, I mean, trust me, there's a lot of exhaust smokes in the urban areas. I'm still gonna bring this because it's small and tiny, and it's multi-purpose. You can use it for hiking as well, and when it's cold. But my first choice would be this one, the Rock Bros helmet with removable neck flap and removable face and nose mask. Surprisingly, so between these two, this offers 360-degree protection. It covers all of my head. So just like this one, the cowboy hat. But the neck flap together the face mask also covers my my face, so I don't have to wear a buff. You know, there are some times when you are cycling and the heat reflected from the asphalt is a lot, or the heat reflected from the desert sand is a lot, and you just want to cover your face, right? So if you were to wear a buff, same thing. The buff feels suffocating. So this at least allows ventilation. It's better than the buff because it has the mesh ventilation here, and because you can remove everything. So let's say I just want to use it for rain. I want to use it for hiking. I can just remove what I don't want. And this has a really long brim. It protects from the rain as well. The brim is almost as long as the one over here, or the cowboy hat. And the best part is, unlike the cowboy hat, this can be folded. It can be folded. I love that so much about it. The cowboy hat cannot be folded. It's very, very it's Adidas, original Adidas, so it's very firm and it's made for golfing and stuff. But I do look cool over here. This one I look like a terrorist. This one I look like a tourer. But yeah, I mean, yeah, if I can just cover, maybe if I can. So okay, what can be improved? If this hat, if I can, maybe what I can do is I can remove this, cut this part out, and attach it to the rear of this cowboy hat. Then that's good, because then it covers the neck. But it must be sure that when I'm, like this, like looking down, angled downwards, the fabric will cover the nape of my neck. But doing this, especially on this as well, it will also introduce more like wind flap, like the wind blowing against the fabric, because it's quite huge. Because the thing is, over here it's quite soft. It will drip around your neck, but the moment I put it around this brim, because this brim is very hard, right? So it will just be here. It will not go along the shape of your neck. It will go along the shape of the brim. So it's gonna be quite wide here. Let me show you what I mean. But it's gonna be something like this. Does this look right? Yeah, it's gonna be something like this. Can you see? So there's gonna be more drag as well. And the thing about drag, like the wind will be pushing against this flap and will not be going to my neck compared to the other one. The other one is close to my face. The wind goes in and it's trapped inside the wind is trapped and the wind ventilates around my head and my neck. But this one, because the cover will be at the back, it will not trap the wind inside as much. So that's another thing. Actually, I might just keep this. I might give this to my mom because she might need this more than me, especially if she's walking around. And I actually bought two colors. The other color is khaki, so I might remove that one, remove the flap from that one, and put it at the back over here. Yeah, we'll see how that looks like. So yeah, I hope you found this video helpful. I'm really concerned about heat. A lot of tourists, even me back then, we would just cycle, especially as a roadie, as a road cyclist. We don't give a shit about helmets and stuff. But when you're touring and you're suffering from heat exhaustion, the UV rays, and when you're it's like an engine of a car. When it overheats, what does it do? It shuts down. It breaks down, right? So why do we protect the engine? We look at the temperature of the car's engine, but we don't look at ourselves. We don't look at our temperature as well. So that's why we need to cool down. We need to protect ourselves from the sun with shade, so that the engine, can perform good and not break down. So yeah, I hope you found this video helpful. Please like, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts. Maybe you have found a better way, a different hat different helmet. Do let me know what you think. Oh, one more thing. I just remembered. I met this touring couple. They were cycling from Zurich to Indonesia, and they were not wearing the helmets at all. And even though we were cycling around Malaysia, I bumped into them when I was cycling around Malaysia. They were wearing just baseball caps like this for the sun protection. But I was looking at them because I will always overtake them because their bicycles are heavier than mine. And I noticed that the sun will still hit here, the sides of the face and the neck. So yes, it protects your eyes, and they're wearing sunglasses. It protects this part of the face, but it doesn't protect the sides and your neck, which is the most important part. So it kind of defeats the purpose if you were to just wear a baseball cap and a helmet, because you need to get that, like you want to cover the sides as well, and you want to cover at the back. So yeah, that's all. Till the next video.